Warzone completely broke today. The servers went down, everybody got reset to level 1, nobody could use their loadouts, and this stayed this way for hours. But the really weird thing about this is that I actually had a lot of fun in the version of Warzone that didn't have loadouts, didn't really have a huge number of perks, and generally just played very differently. So I decided to dive into a solos game today, which I am calling Solos Bare Bones, because we obviously don't have any of the things you would expect from a regular COD game, and trying to get a win. I am so interested in you guys' thoughts and feelings on how Call of Duty plays without loadout drops, so I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. But without further ado, here is the game. Alright, it's Warzone Solos without loadout drops. The servers aren't working, nobody has their loadouts, nobody has any of the custom weapons that they want in-game. This is Warzone at its most default. And you know what? I kind of like it. I figured solos would actually really benefit from this mode because it stops random cheesy solos loadouts like riot shields and stun grenades and one-shot snipers that you can't see. So this is a disturbingly interesting mode that kind of works. I'm really curious to see what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, is this a version of Warzone you would play? Warzone Bare Bones with no loadouts, no perk packages, no weapon slots, no loadouts? Like, it's all very odd. Right, oh god, we've got multiple men here. We're gonna deal with the one up the top because he's more of a problem. Got a couple of shots on him there. Oh no, let me prone. Yes. There's another man below me. The man below me might get a gun before me. Oh, is this an MTZ? Okay, the MTZ is actually really good now. That is also a good weapon. I would like another plate. I think I heard a footstep out to my left. There's a chance he's in here. There's a... Oh, there he is. Oh, that was some really inaccurate shooting from me. Oh, plate box. Unreal. I mostly shot that guy in the crotch, which, whilst I'm sure he didn't appreciate it, it wasn't particularly effective. I think he's actually going to push me. He's walking on the railing outside. I've heard his footsteps over there. He's having to think about this. He's obviously seen the cluster mine. Oh, there's two of them. Okay, there's a couple of them fighting. I'm going to use that as a chance to move. So I can now kind of hopefully peek this other guy without him noticing. There we go. Nice and easy cleanup. Now, because obviously there are no weapon loadouts, there's not really a huge amount of benefit to me going for certain things. Like, I've got 2 decent guns right now. I'm going to go buy a perk package because that would be somewhat slightly OP, I reckon. Now, you can still get your loadout drop. It isn't impossible. If you find one of the loadout crates, for whatever reason, that seems to give you your loadout. Everything else in the game doesn't. Oh, we got a redeploy pack. That's pretty huge. We'll take that. For whatever reason, that seems to give you your loadout, but nothing else does. So it's a bit odd, but it just works. I've just had a parachute. We're next to a zipline, obviously. Okay, so there's one guy, like, floating back in over here. Okay, he's just going for his loot. I think I'll let him do that. Oh, he's hit my cluster mine, the poor son of a gun. I'm just going to be a bit patient on this buy now, because there's a good chance that somebody is just sat in here waiting for someone to go for it. I'm going to buy a portable... Oh, I was going to get a portable radar. How much are perk packages in this? Okay, I need 3.5 grand to go get a perk package, so I think that's what we're going to focus on. Oh, close-up's close. He's probably above. He was above, and he just dropped down. Oh. Good God, there was another one there. They all wanted me there, folks. This is the one bonus of playing somewhat aggressively in these scenarios. They just don't expect it. They don't expect you to lead with that kind of aggression. So, you know, I got the first kill. He's probably thinking I'm fairly damaged, which is why he sort of slow walked around that corner expecting to have some time. But nope, I just jump peek him. He's caught with his proverbial trousers down, if you will. And it works flawlessly. got a bit of gear here that I'm pretty happy with. I need a few hundred more doll hairs to get the perk package on board, because obviously nobody has perks either. Okay, we've got 3,500. You could use a default perk loadout, or like a default loadout to try and get some perks, but I think this is a little bit better because there's a bit more options in these perk packages. I'm going to go for something with high alert, I reckon. Yeah, I'm going to go for this one with high alert and cold-blooded, just because high alert, I think, is such a huge tool in solos. It's one of the biggest things in the game for me. Just that extra bit of information when somebody's pushing you, you know? Right, now I'm... Oh, hello. Where are you going, good sir? Okay. So he's dropped in on the loadout drops. I think he's probably not realized what's happened. Poor bugger. Bro doesn't have a clue. So there is a chance that I could kind of full send this guy. I really actually like playing with ground loot. I don't know why. A, just not being killed by the same 3 weapons is quite refreshing. And B, getting sniped out of the sky is also painful and refreshing. I genuinely didn't see where that came from. I mean, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing twice and expecting a different outcome. I think I've just seen where he is. I'm going to be very naughty here and go for an ego chow. That is not the person who sniped me. That is someone else. Always land on those little ledge hangs. They are huge. Oh, the iron sights. There he is. I'm just going to get rid of this guy kind of quickly, because... Okay, he's got a Bruin. That's actually quite handy. The Bruin is pretty good in this. I'm expecting... I can hear a footstep, I think. And I'm expecting a third party because we're on radar here. And there's no way I just have like 3 different fights and I suddenly get left alone, you know what I mean? People are just attracted to the action. I'm just going to move across the buildings here. I'm going to try and grab some of my loot from before. I think I died, like, vaguely over a rooftop or something. Might just have to look for my perk packages again. Yeah, this is my body. Somebody's taken everything. So it's not too bad that I've got some decent guns. I mean, the WSP-9 isn't particularly great without an optic, just because of the amount of visual recoil it has, but I can live with these, you know? Just gonna buy a UAV. I'm gonna get a UAV up. I'm gonna put a UAV on the board. We got a lot of people around Old Town. We've got ourselves... What have we got? Muni box, plate box. We've got a lot of the things we will need for endgame, really. Oh, that is a good striker. Do you know, I will take this just because it's suppressed. Having something suppressed is actually kind of huge. Especially when you consider that there are no loadouts right now, and the vast majority of ground loot weapons are not suppressed. So... most people will be appearing on the radar right now whenever they fire their gun. Which is another weird side effect of this. I mean, there's lots of strange side effects to this. I've accidentally lobbed a nade there whilst trying to do a cheeky little heartbeat monitor. There's lots of weird side effects to this, like people being on the radars a little bit more because there's less suppressed weapons. People not having, you know, consistent perks that they would expect to have. There's lots of really little weird things here and there that make this a very different experience. I'm going to go play that zipline, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm quite edge circle here, and Old Town is quite active. I've also still got a gulag because I had a redeploy pack. So if I'm going to go aggressive anywhere, I may as well do it now whilst I still have that gulag and the ability to come back in. If I'm going to take a risk, I may as well do it whilst the health is in my favor. It is crazy though, guys, just how much of a difference this is. I'm really curious to hear you guys' thoughts as regular players. Like, my opinions on these things very rarely matter because I'm a Giga Sweat. I play this game literally every single day. So, like, what I think is probably not what the majority of people think. Or who knows, maybe I'm slightly more in touch than I realize. But for the most part, like, you know, the average player is going to have wildly different opinions about this game to me. Which isn't a bad thing. Variety is the spice of life, so to speak. That being said, I just think this mode's a lot of fun, man. Like, not having to think about one-shot snipers or riot shielders with stun grenades and throwing knives. It just works for solos, you know? Okay, I'm being rushed. Okay, maybe he hasn't rushed me. I don't think he actually pushed. Got a little bit on the wall bang there. I reckon he re-peaks that. I reckon he kind of fancies himself here. No hits again. I'm going for a couple of wall bangs there. Oh, he's jumped. Will he try and cross the fire station? That's the question. Or will he try and re-peak me from another angle? Oh, he's played the roof. Okay, this is a bad fight because I do not have the height. The height isn't in my favor there to sustain a good fight. I mean, I could just leave him up there. He would somewhat greatly limit my ability to peek other players, but I'm gonna do a very silly little guy thing here and put a little tactical camera down. An early warning system. Now, it's not like this guy definitely has a sniper rifle of some demeanor, so I do still need to be a little bit careful. There is ground loot cat AMRs in the game, so it's not impossible that somebody could still tear my head off. It's actually worth me moving here anyway. The zone's pulling more eastward. Normally when you see a pull like this where the circle looks fairly central, it looks like you're in the middle of the zone, then suddenly you aren't. It very usually means that the circle is going to keep pulling in this direction. I'm just going to pull radar down. Just get a little bit of security around me in terms of what's going on. I actually like this top compound here. It's not perfect. That fast car is probably going to make the same play here. It's not a perfect location by any means, but it's not a bad location. Don't think Nicki Minaj enjoyed that. I slowed that down because he didn't see me in the car, so it was kind of obvious to me, at least, that he wouldn't know I was there. I'm going to randomly airstrike that tower and hope that I get a kill. I'm going to use my money now. I've got some resources on the board. I'll take that. Don't know why I called a loadout drop in. That was not what I was trying to do, but I've got another UAV in pocket, which is good. This guy's probably thinking to himself, wow, he doesn't know that he can't get his loadout, and he might peek me at some point as a result of that. I will quickly have a look to see if there is some sort of default perk package with high alert, which there is.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Nicki Minaj is saying hello. Ego channeling back in because I, for lack of a better term, rinsed them in the previous endeavor. They're inside this building. That was a decent player. Fair play to them. I mean, I respect them for for chatting out like that. Most players kind of would just sit there and let me play around with them. That's a really solid player there. Which gives me enough cash to buy another UAV, which I will pocket. And I am going to play the hype building again. Like, this isn't the best position in the world, but it's better than the majority of what else is going on. I'm going to use some of my surroundings to my benefit here. Get a scan mine down. It's just an extra little advantage in your favor if something goes wrong. Once again, being big game bountied. I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody push this train. Oh man, this is a pretty terrible zone, hey. Somebody's pushing me close.
Only 10 left. Friendly loadout drops on the way.
I think being in this location is now a bad idea. And the reason for that is just because there are a lot of people who are going to be rotating out of Lowtown. They're all going to compact on the hillside that I'm on right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my UAV here and make a nice risky early play downhill. In terms of winning the game, like, if I let the lobby thin itself out on that hillside, that's more beneficial to me in the long run. I can kind of... I might equip this mask. It does make a little bit of noise, which is a bit annoying, but it's better. It's better to have an extra plate slot here, I reckon. There is a minor temptation here to... Yeah, this is a really awkward circle because, you know, there are good spots, quote unquote, but they're still not great, you know? I could use this as a bit of hard cover. Just hear his footsteps. You got to play the sound cues in this building. Like, I'm not in a great spot in the sense that I'm in a very obvious building in the center of the circle. And anybody with half a brain is realistically going to know that I'm in here. That, and I've just fired my big gun that's unsuppressed, but, you know, that's besides the point. The only thing I'm hoping here is the majority of the circle is going to take each other out up on that hillside, which is kind of what I'm expecting. They're going to fight over that portable buy a bit. For whatever reason, players still gravitate towards buys and solos. This is where things get a little bit trickier, because I do want to make that cross. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. Oh man, not a jailbreak. I've got 3 spectators. Oh, they're gonna know exactly where I am. Okay, there's a guy in this building over here.
Gas is moving. Heads up! Jailbreak is active.
I think we're gonna play towards this a little bit.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
We've got one guy in that building over there, and the rest of them, I think, are on the opposite side of the water. My biggest threat is obviously that building up there.
Gas is inbound, marking a new safe zone.
I'm gonna put a bit of chaos in the mix when this collapses. I'm just gonna put a cluster strike in the water. My theory here is that this is hopefully the last guy on this side of the map who is deeply breathing into his microphone. And the majority of guys are like on the edge there. So if I put a cluster strike in, I'll add a bit of chaos to the mix.
Got gas moving in.
There was one guy on the cluster there, so... I'm kind of forcing guys over there to move. They don't really have a choice. I'm gonna chance my arm here. Because those guys have crossed now, so they're safe. Okay, so we've got one in the building, two down the hillside, basically. We've got one who's going wide left, up into the other building by the looks of it.
You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
I'm actually just going to chill by this ladder, because I don't think anybody behind me saw me make that cross. And there's a chance that they play this ladder too.
Gas is closing in.
Je suis concentré, mais s'il te plaît. Ah là, j'arrive, attends, je suis concentré. Ouais, attends, la fois où je me concentre.
Mr. Frenchman. There's a guy under me somewhere. There's a guy immediately under me and a guy in the opposite building. So this is kind of not working out towards my favor here. I'm going to let him push. I'm not going to fight him. I'm going to try and third party. Use my gas mask. Yeah, you focus on him.
Non, mais qu'est-ce que
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
I don't think he meant to do that. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I think he went to reload and he accidentally got in the vehicle. That's so unlucky, man. Oh my god. I think he must have gone for a reload there. Oh, dude, that's so unfortunate. Well, we won a game with no loadie, you know? Not bad as well. 14 kills. We played it quite well, I think. I'm now grand total of level 8 in this busted version of Warzone. I'm really curious to see what you guys think down below. You know, is this a mode that you would play? Like, are you keen for like a bare bones mode with no loadout drops? Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below, folks. Drop a like, and I'll catch you again in the next one.